bunch of research. It's hard to get a grasp on this very complex issue.
It is complex and yeah. But
And
yeah, I've got
multifaceted.
for sure.
Welcome to Mothership Monday for all who are listening. We are going to get started 5 minutes, maybe 4.5 minutes from now. So if you just sit tight, boy, do we have a show for you.
Why was there?
Why was there a what?
I thought I heard an echo. I think
No,
it's
you
my
did.
mic.
That was my fault. When I go and get the link, I accidentally create an echo every time.
I was like, I don't
And I
think
always
that's
forget.
me.
No, it wasn't me.
I'm proud of that moment. The thrilling music.
Are you dissing the music?
No, I love it.
Do you really love it, or you're just teasing me?
No, I really love it. It's great. It's perfect. Because we are about to blow people's minds with
Oh my god!
with this topic.
The amount of blowing that's going to be going on is crazy. Sorry guys. I'm tacky. We all know it.
Dude. Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
We did it at the same time. We ummed at the same time. It was funny. Holy mother of goodness.
You all right?
I'm great.
Just a few more links to share to the world.
I'm like failing hardcore right now because I'm like.
Well, I mean, I don't understand how you fail at spreading a link.
Easily. It's me. I'm like the boomer of like millennials.
You're pretty boomed out.
I'm boomed out.
I'm kidding.
Nah, facts, yo, facts. It's okay. I'm pretty boomed out. It's alright.
I love the different hashtags depending on where you are. Like each app has its own like hashtags, and Reptilian Shapeshifters is one on Facebook.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that was one of the reptilians, yo. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this subject matter, and we haven't even started.
That's a good thing though. I feel like I think we're gonna argue tonight.
Oh, we are.
Oh yeah.
I want to punch a wall.
You want to punch a wall?
I'm going to. I know that's what you're gonna do to me.
Do I make you want to punch walls?
No. Only when you're super wrong and you won't admit it. So the interesting show tonight, guys.
I'm never wrong.
Okay, boomer. There we go. So my links are set.
Your links are set. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be?
How are yours doing?
I'm almost there.
Mountain, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to everyone to the stream. Welcome to Mothership
Hello.
Monday.
Yes, indeed. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go when you are, sir.
All righty. Once again, don't have theme music, but welcome to Mothership Monday. I am the Fat Mantis, and I am here with
Lainey O.
Lainey O, the one, the only, and we are discussing on Mothership Monday, where we explore everything from the creepy, unexplained, paranormal, supernatural, witchcraft, the occult. Today we're talking about the Reptilian Conspiracy, sometimes referred to as the Babylonian Brotherhood, other times referred to as the Archonian hierarchy.
Wow. Okay.
Strangest things I've ever had to read about. How are you today, Lane?
I am fantastic. I'm really excited to argue with you.
She's ready, folks. She's ready. And so today is actually the first Monday of the month, but it is one of 5 episodes that fall into the season of Halloween, and Halloween falls on a Monday this year. The last day, the 5th one, is Halloween, so we are blessed. Kenna, welcome in. Rogue Radio, always amazing to see you here, as well as everyone in the chat. So yes, so we are doing our March to Halloween, which means we're only going to have the creepiest, most Halloweeny episodes every Monday here at Mothership Monday.
Can you say that one more time?
We're going to have the most Halloweeny episodes here on Mothership Monday.
I cannot believe you actually did it again, but there we go.
All month long. And before we go any further, just a reminder to give us a like, subscribe to this channel, and keep tuning in every Monday for Mothership Monday. AJ the Rebel, what up, brother man? He says, oh, it's reptilian time. You better believe it's reptilian time.
Heck yeah.
So Lainey, how are you today?
I couldn't be better. Super excited to be doing this. Always, Mondays are my favorite days. You know, this is one of my favorite topics, so...
What I find interesting is when researching these creatures, I discovered that there's like 20 different, basically there's a belief that there's a hybrid structure.
Yeah.
And that, you know, they have different hybrids within their species. And there's ones that are practically giant dragons, maybe giant dragon, but they're 20-foot tall, winged beasts from space. And then they hybrid more, and they kind of devolve into a human, basically, or
well,
a shapeshifter.
I kind of find it funny that when we had the conversation about dragons, I actually did believe that I said, I think that dragons are reptilian. And I do believe that somebody said, absolutely not.
I said, I think I was absolutely not. I think I was.
You were absolutely not. It's okay.
Well, I still believe absolutely not. But
you still believe absolutely not? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just reporting what all these other motherfuckers said.
Oh, so let me ask you a question, Mantis. Do you believe in reptilians?
It depends on what degree I believe in them.
Okay.
Because the conspiracy gets so bizarre.
It does.
That I'm like, there are some parts that people talk about that I'm like, this is the creation and the ramblings of a psychopath.
Well, when you go down conspiracy rabbit holes, they definitely get there.
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not landing on the moon in 1969, I feel like is a very reasonable belief set.
I believe we've talked about the moon landing too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But believing that all of our politicians and all the people who rule over us are shape-shifting reptilian creatures that come from cities that are underneath our cities, who are actually a hybrid species created by a dragon-like race in the Draconis star system. It's like straight out of a Power Rangers episode. Is a bit far-fetched, wouldn't you say?
No, I wouldn't say it's far-fetched at all.
So you believe? Wait, hold on. So you believe there are shape-shifting reptiles?
Yes, I do. Yeah, 100%. Why is it that I don't understand? Okay, so like we've talked about shapeshifters. We believe that they're real. We believe that there are these things on this planet that can shift their shape into animals, and why not a reptilian alien that can shapeshift into a human?
That's ridiculous. A
Says the
feline
man who believes.
shapeshifter, a
Yeah.
monkey shapeshifter, a mermaid shapeshifter, that all makes sense, but a reptile, no.
Can you elaborate?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So I think it
Oh,
is
good.
possible. I think it's possible that there could be some reptilian shapeshifters. I think the extent of what they are saying, and what particularly David Icke is saying, is so absurd.
David Icke. Oh yeah, David Icke is definitely an interesting character for sure. And I think that he kind of gave himself the boot because he was a
He
famous
says a lot of
man
crazy
and
things.
he
Yeah.
says a lot of crazy things. But I think he also wanted his infamy to remain. So I think that he continued to say even crazier things. But I have to believe some of them. And I've got to tell you, it is interesting to me to see how many of our politicians and world leaders are related in some shape or form.
Okay,
You,
so let's first go. Let's go into the things. So I think I've already summed it up. The belief structure is since ancient times a hybrid of these dragons and humans are created so that they can shapeshift back and forth between a reptilian creature and a human. They lived under the ground and they've been manipulating us humans since day one.
well, yes
That's the
and no.
conspiracy,
Yes.
right?
Well, yeah, yes and no. So basically, the conspiracy is that there are reptilians. They don't necessarily shapeshift, but they can vibrate. It sounds so crazy saying
Oh,
it.
here we go.
But they can vibrate to these degrees where they're tricking our minds. They're making our minds think that we're seeing human when we're really not. Um, because
So
also
this is through
reptilian,
vibration.
it's through vibration, yeah. But also, do you know about the reptilian brain?
Well, you're talking about our reptilian brain.
I am talking about our reptilian
Well, yes,
brain.
I know a part of our brain possesses.
No, it's like
You know,
the main part of our brain is yeah.
um.
Um,
So hold on, I want to like because I want to debunk as often as I'm able to for my own layman knowledge. Because I don't know if you know, I'm a very science-minded person.
I know.
I was majoring in physics for a little while in college before I went nuts. But we need to stay super scientific on this whole thing, right? And AJ says he had some interesting points, but he was going off the edge. Exactly, he's talking about, of course, David Icke. Kenneth says Dragon fanfic has gone too far. Yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
too far. So here, okay, so let's talk about the reptilian brain for a moment. People believe that they have found a part of our brain that they quote unquote say has reptilian DNA in it,
Correct.
right? The thing is that how do I explain this? DNA is like blank code for a computer.
Correct.
What it is that Mother Nature types in what they want the DNA to say, and then we physically perform what Mother Nature has programmed into us.
Right, but who's to say that it's Mother Nature who coded us? Why couldn't it be the reptilians who coded us?
Well, it could have been, but what I'm pointing out is that we share the same building blocks as every other creature on this planet. So I'm sure if they ripped apart our DNA structure, they'd find other animal DNAs in us because we were all made up out of the same thing.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but what I'm sitting here and saying is that there is the theory that the reptilians they either started on this earth and left the earth and then came back, basically to dominate us, or they have always been here and they've been hybriding us since the beginning. Hence, back to where I said alien is God. But hey.
But wait, so you believe that thing in the background in our overlay could be our God?
Yes, absolutely.
It's some Star Trek alien.
There are so we adopted a one God system where we know that there are multiple gods out there, but there is then the one God, right?
Mm.
Right. There are multiple civilizations who have depictions of serpent-like gods.
However, when I want to get pushback on this, is that countless civilizations have all sorts of animal gods. There are cat gods, there are bird gods, there are alligator gods. It's all these. If you go to the ancient civilizations, you can find almost any. There's like an armadillo god somewhere.
Alligator
Who would
still is
worship
a
an
reptile. Just saying.
armadillo?
I mean, if I could turn myself into a ball like an armadillo, I'd worship it.
So now not only do I need to believe that these things rule my life, but your argument is also that they created us.
That there's the possibility that yes, they had some shape in our evolution.
So okay, you're in a dark alley,
Yes.
theoretically, right? You're in a dark alley,
Theoretically.
and a dark stranger comes to you, and he vibrates, and he turns into this thing in our overlay. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get on one knee and say, "Oh hail, King Lizard Man"?
No, I'd probably freak the fuck out and run, but if I saw a giant lizard, I would run 100%.
No.
But you always like to, okay, so we always like to argue the fact that you think I'm nuts. But anyway.
No, because also I want to know where this God theory comes from for all these aliens.
So it's not, well, why wouldn't a God theory come from aliens? I think that when we sit here and we look at our DNA structure, we are coded. We are not, it's not in my personal opinion, it's not an evolutionary thing that we became what we are. We were coded to become what we are.
Okay, so I'm gonna point it out like this. Everything in science comes down to code because that's how we humans perceive the universe. We perceive patterns where there might not be patterns. So when we look at DNA, we're like, how do we represent this? And then we write it as code. The same thing with atomic structures. We write it as a code because that's how our minds work. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. I just believe that when you look at the world the way it is, we can't be the only intelligent species on this planet. First of all, I don't believe that. Second of all, we're the only species who can create and build and turn technology into what it is. I believe that we are not. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just don't think that we're meant to be this evolved without help.
Okay. So I as you know, I'm a man of God. I don't believe that we were an accident or not a cosmic accident, right? But I don't believe this dude in the overlay is the one who coded me. You know what I mean?
Because you don't want to believe that this is the one who coded you. You don't want to believe that there's a possibility that our God is maybe not that, but maybe something that we just can't imagine or picture.
But that's what God is. It's something we can't imagine. To everyone who has an interpretation of God thinks it like that.
So then that's my interpretation of God as a reptile.
Okay, but I'm saying my thing is here's what I'm saying. How come they didn't leave any evidence that they were our creators?
Our brain has reptilian DNA in it. One of the leading functions to our being is reptilian.
The same coding for part of our brain that's used in reptile. I don't see like that doesn't impress me.
So there's okay.
I'm saying I have an opposable thumb and a monkey has an opposable thumb. It doesn't mean that the monkey is sacred. You feel me?
I'm not saying that a monkey is sacred. Also, an opposable thumb isn't the brain nor the heart. It's something, like an opposable thumb is great. Yeah, we love it. But like it's our brain. It is the function of our being is our brain. Also,
think it's the heart.
Okay, so there's there is the theory that we have a reptilian brain, basically, so these reptiles can overpower us and dull our senses and dull our use of our full brain. which we already know is true. We don't use our full functioning brain.
And so I would also say, I would argue that that is not true either. We do use all of our brain. We just don't use it all at the same time.
Okay.
And I think that people think that they're like, this whole myth that they're like, if you unlock all of your brain, you'll be able to like change the atomic structure of lead or something. At some point, every region of our brain is used at some point in our lives. And it has some reflection to do on what we're doing. We just don't use more than 10% of it at any given time. Because like I'm saying, like the equivalent is people think we're going to get magic powers if we just turn on all the lights of a house at the same time. And the only thing you're going to have is a lot of light going on. Right?
For a magic believer, I'm a little surprised by that theory, but okay. So you don't think that if we were able to use every portion of our brain at the same exact time, that something miraculous wouldn't happen?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty skeptical on that one. Hello, Hannah Banana HD. Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
I am skeptical of that being anything, Lainey, you drinking a pumpkin spice latte?
No, I'm drinking. Oh God, I guess I'm not that basic. I'm drinking tea.
I'm your basic bitch, Hannah, because I've got coffee in here and it has pumpkin creamer in it.
So. Wow, that was me. I'm not gonna lie, I was basic this morning. If you check out my Snapchat, there's a lovely photo of me, or I think is it photo? I don't remember. But I am definitely drinking some.
Oh, so that's what Hannah is referring to, of course.
Possibly.
And so I guess we just have different interpretations on what's going on. But I would put this belief of the brain thing. I think it's kind of pseudoscience. Is my interpretation of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
well, I can't argue with a scientist, can I?
Well, once again, I'm not an accredited scientist in any fathom of it. So. But I need more evidence. I need more evidence that these guys created me. I don't know.
Right, but here's the thing too: is that we all need more evidence of what created us, and and then you've got this miraculous God who came down and, banged some stars together and said, "Let there be human." So I don't understand why we can believe in that, but we can't believe in a race that is smarter than us to turn us into what we are today.
So because I think it goes along the same lines of like Ancient Aliens, and so I think it's interesting that Ancient Aliens, although it's a show that I watch and I think it's fun and it's cute, they end up accrediting any great feat humans have ever done to aliens. They got to the point where they were literally accrediting Renaissance painters to aliens. And
which is ridiculous.
Humans just do great things, and that we don't need an alien to help us make a pyramid, right?
I think the aliens did help us make a pyramid, but hey, that's just me.
Okay, I just think.
Do I think that humans are fascinating and smart? Yes. Do I think that we have probably gone through this cycle before, where we have been a higher intellect, and then we devolve? Yes, 100%. I've talked about that multiple times, where I think that we are cycling through. But I do think that our genetics, Lady said God banged. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I do think that there is something, different.
So it's interesting that let's get into David Icke. It's so funny that David Icke didn't actually get his book famous until 1999.
Correct.
And so this is the man who revealed the Reptilian Conspiracy. He believes, looking at things that have happened in the past, that there's a thread of knowledge that these creatures live under the ground, have cities under the ground, have been here since the dawn of time, apparently write all things down on golden plates, which is very interesting because that actually connects to like the Mormon religion, right? And it wasn't until 1999 that this man came up with this idea. Correct. And what I find interesting right now is 4%, an estimated 4%, that's 12 million Americans believe this is true. They believe that these aliens or these creatures are controlling us and our politicians and stuff.
Correct.
And that's opposed to 7% that believe the moon landing was faked, and 5% that believe that Paul McCartney of the Beatles died and was replaced by a double in 1969.
Correct.
So these are kind of like crackpot thought processes. 4% is pretty low. But it is amazing that 12 million people are convinced that this is what's happening.
I mean, 12 million people, that's not a small amount of people that believe that this is a possibility, you know. And I kind of believe it. I'm not going to lie.
So wait, hold on. So you think the royal family and stuff?
I think that it is awfully interesting to go back to what I said in the very beginning. How many of our politicians and world leaders are related in some sort of way? I've always questioned what human decided that we need to control humans. I've always thought that we were a slave race. And I'm sticking to it. So yeah, I guess I do believe that there is a potential that our kings and our queens and our leaders are reptilian and they're ruling us.
I'm just. So here's what I'm saying. Do you say you feel like a slave?
No, I think that we're a slave race. I think that we were put on this world to pull our resources, to do something, to learn, to maybe collect knowledge for these beings. But yeah, I don't think that we're just sitting here of our own volition doing what we want to do on this world.
Okay. My argument, the only thing that I have to say is I would honestly say I don't know the answer to that. I don't claim to know why life exists or why intelligent life exists. I'm not trying to be that guy.
Right, but you can't argue my theory.
I mean, it's possible we could have been slaves. I think it's possible we could have been slaves to something in the past. But how come we don't have our slave masters now unless these things really are our politicians? And so here's what it is. David Icke has accused Hillary Clinton, Bob Dole, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, the royal family, the Merovingians, and all these other people of being secretly reptilians.
Correct. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Windsor family, Bush, both Bushes, Obama, Angelina Jolie. Oh, Pocahontas, which makes me, I'm probably a reptilian.
Pocahontas?
So supposedly...
Pocahontas. Oh, wait, no, I draw the line. Pocahontas wasn't no reptile.
All I'm saying is that these people... So Bush supposedly is related to Pocahontas. And if Bush is a reptilian, then Pocahontas would be a reptilian as well. Oh, and Princess Diana. Princess Diana also is roped in there, of course.
AJ says, Lainey, make sure to say allegedly at the end of each sentence so the reptilians don't take you.
Yeah, thanks, AJ. Appreciate it.
Lainey, you look beautiful tonight. And Mantis, you look handsome. Oh, thank you, Hannah. That is so sweet.
Very
you know how I love to be flattered. It is my fave.
You do indeed. Also, guys, just read the cup. It's my subliminal message for the evening.
So the reason I seemed a little distracted a second ago, I was looking up the year of this bombing. And so there was a gentleman by the name of Anthony Quinn Warner, 63-year-old Tennessee computer contract worker, who in Nashville was a Nashville bomber.
Okay.
He, his tech agency that he worked for, he put a bomb up in there and blew up the building.
Okay.
When they finally caught him and they questioned what it was, the reason he said that he did it is because the tech agencies, all these tech companies, are ruled by reptilians. And he believed that he had proof of this.
What was his proof?
They won't let him talk, basically. They arrested him. They took him away, threw him in a cell.
Okay, but so there we go. Do we not find that a little bit skeptical? When you're going down these conspiracy theories, we all know that like when people don't let people talk about certain things, there tends to be truth behind it.
Well, it is interesting that like when you want to shut, yeah, like why are you shutting somebody down from talking if what they're saying is nonsense, right?
Right.
So it's like the whole thing that like yeah, when one side is trying to shut down the other's freedom of speech, well, if it's so ridiculous, why don't you let them talk their crazy conspiracy? I agree with that. That seems like it is. Demon Omega,
Hello,
hello from the
demon. Oh
Howl
my
and the
god.
Growl Paranormal and the Graveyard, says Demon. Hello, Demon.
Hi, demon.
Happy
Sorry, I'm like
third day of Halloween.
dripping over here. It's hot.
Stopping someone from talking is an immediate red flag, says AJ. I do agree
I
with that.
fully agree. I fully agree. Go ahead.
Hannah says, except maybe not to cause mass hysteria.
Which still leads into if they don't want mass hysteria, which we already know the government has hidden a lot of things about aliens, and now all of a sudden they're coming out and saying that they're real and they're among us and this, that, the other. You're hiding something. When you hush somebody, there's truth behind it. That's
yeah,
fact.
I don't believe in the mass hysteria thing concept either, because honestly, I don't actually think stupid, idiotic ideas create mass hysteria. I think shutting down someone from speaking is more likely to cause mass hysteria.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't want this channel to get shut down, but it's like a certain health problem our society recently had, right?
Yes.
And so the only thing that created mass hysteria was what mainstream news was talking about, not what
Facts.
the other guys were talking about.
Absolutely.
But they were
Absolutely.
shutting down the freedom of speech of the other guys.
Correct.
Even I'm scared to talk about it right now.
So I'm not, but
that creates mass hysteria, it was what the mainstream media was saying.
That was my favorite conspiracy theory to talk about on the app that we do not name. Oh my god, I used to have debates like crazy talking about
that app was so not monitored that no one was trying to shut you down. But on this app, they definitely try to shut you down.
They probably would shut us down. Okay, let's not get shut down tonight, guys. Oh, good, reptilian race. That's right. We are talking about the reptilian race. The government hides a lot. 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, they're cracking down on conspiracy theorists, which sucks for me because we all know I love a good conspiracy. It's super sad.
Demon says the husky guy and I had a debate on these creatures. Okay. There's a lot to debate.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to debate because one, we don't really know the truth behind them. I do think that listen, when we talk about all of our ancient cultures and they have these depictions of all of these creatures and they call them gods or demigods, even demigods, I think that there is truth behind them. And I do believe that the reptilians, yes, are still among us.
Wait, so hold on. Do you think it's possible that you're maybe not your boss, but maybe like, do you actually believe that like Elon Musk and Bezos are reptilian?
I don't think Musk would be a reptilian because Musk doesn't really want to control us. He really wants. It seems like he really wants to fix things.
But
I think that he might be a believer in the reptilian race.
Is it interesting that he says he's going to get us to Mars? Is that interesting?
No, because I think that we're due to go to Mars. I think that, like I said again, we're in a cycle, and we're finding that there's a possibility that there was a culture who lived on Mars previous to us, and it's most likely us. I think that we're continuously cycling through these two worlds because they're the most livable in our solar system.
Right.
So we kill this world, we go to the next. We kill that world, we come back here. We kill this world, we go back there. I think it's just it's a constant cycle, and eventually, too many of us die out that we don't even remember, and we start over.
Okay. No, I feel that. I'm definitely a somewhat believer of that. Absolutely. I just think it is interesting, but how do you know that the cycle isn't being led by a reptilian? And I know I'm arguing against my point because I know I'm like a real naysayer about the reptilians. But what if he's an archon in disguise, and his people are like, it's time for them to go back to Mars, and so he comes forward. He's like, I'm a tech billionaire, and I'm going to get us to Mars, guys. And he's using his tech, not Earth tech. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, there's an absolute. I mean,
He seems
well,
like a good suspect. Let me put it like
but
that.
yeah, okay, I can get down with that. Um, but why go back to Mars? So there's a theory also that they want us. So to get back to the slave race, there's a theory that they want us to mine gold to save their own world. So
So I'm a huge, and this is also science shenanigans.
yeah,
When people say gold, that's a common conspiracy, not just with reptilians but aliens.
correct.
The
correct.
aliens are here for our gold, or they're here for our water, and both ideas are totally insane.
Yeah.
Because our planet is made up of everything, the same materials that the rest of the universe is made out of, and there's going to be deposits of gold on all these planets. And if you have the power to go to different galaxies, why would you need to come to a planet that's already occupied with creatures that you'd have to fight and hide around? Why don't they go mine a planet that's void of that?
But the belief also, both theories that come around the reptilians is that they've been here. They either started here, so there is the theory that they were the first. They started here on this earth.
Right.
Then we came along. Then we coexisted for a time.
Wait, hold on. How did we come along? We evolved under their noses?
The freaking reptilians made us, man.
Okay, so we didn't just come along, they made us.
They made us.
They made us to mine.
Yeah, I didn't want to fight, so
we're here to fight. That's the point of the show, right?
So then the theory
really
is
it should really be called Mothership Boxing.
Yeah, really should.
So so you're saying they created, okay, so they were first, they created us.
Correct.
To be slaves?
To be slaves.
Okay.
We coexisted.
Mm-hmm.
And then they started and then basically now we're hybriding. So, and then the fun thing, especially about the hierarchy is that if you're not full blood, you don't realize you're a reptilian. If you are hybrid, you don't even know.
Yes, that was one thing that was crazy in my investigation, and I didn't know this, that there are people, and I even saw an interview with a woman who says she is a hybrid,
mm-hmm.
and she was abducted by some reptilians. They took her to her cave.
Oh yeah.
And forced her transformation into a reptilian.
Yes.
And that she didn't even know she was a hybrid.
Correct. I actually saw that video. It was all right. It was, it was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, you're kind of off your rocker, but sure.
I mean, so you don't believe her? You don't believe her thing?
No, I don't believe her thing.
Am I a hybrid? Is it possible that I can shapeshift into a?
But that's the thing. So we have no idea. So we don't know if we're hybrids or not. So if I'm actually related to Pocahontas and Pocahontas is a reptilian, I guess I'm a reptilian too. Hell yeah, I'm a reptilian. I finally am one of these things.
Yeah, maybe you're a reptile woman. I don't know. Yeah. Bellboy says Mantis still doesn't care about me. I love you, Bellboy. What are you talking about? I have been crazy. Yo, Lainey, tell them how crazy busy I've been.
He's hardly been talking to me, guys, and that means, he's been busy.
That's why she's so angry with me tonight. I'm sorry, Bellboy. I love you, brother. I love you. Demon says if they were taking over the government, they would be smarter than that. I'm gonna write you an email tonight, and we're gonna get together this week. I promise you, Bell. If they were taking over the government, they would be smarter than that. I feel that. AJ says the government told me it's going out for a pack of smokes and a carton of milk, but never came back. Oh yeah, no, it does come back to pick my wallet, to rummage through my. That's all the government is good for.
Oh goodness.
Oh my God, my chat glitched when I typed my last comment. I find that interesting because her last comment was the government is going to imprison you for your theories. Oh man. The
I'm
real
a little
creatures.
surprised that the FBI has not come knocking on my door thus far.
It's because you don't stream enough. If you streamed more often about this stuff,
Oh, you think that they'd actually knock on my door?
they would. Yeah, they'd come by. They come by.
They're probably. I'm probably bugged. Like, let's be honest. If I opened up my, there's a bug. I'm
going to sound like a total nut job right now, but I live on a cul-de-sac, basically a road to nowhere, so we don't get through traffic.
Yes, I know what a cul-de-sac is.
I'm just pointing out. This is why I'm bringing it up. So people are like, "Who? I don't care if you live on a cul-de-sac," because there are strange people who occasionally come by and they look like they're snooping around, and I'm like, and I want to walk up to them and be like, "Yo, can I help you? You know, what are you doing here? There's only 3 houses."
But then if they are the FBI, then you look even more like sketch to walk up to them.
I'm gonna be aggressive with anyone who spy on me. If I ever saw someone who's really spying, I do that. Actually, I have this old man nosy neighbor, and there are times I literally catch him like staring into people's window, and I see him doing it to me.
Oh no!
Like he'll be like, and then I'll come outside and I'll be like, "Hey, what up, Bob? Can I help you, brother?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing," and then he'll walk away. I'm like, "You better get out of here."
That's not creepy at all. Let me just stare into your window.
Well, when you're old, you have nothing to do, so they like to do that. Maybe he's a reptile. I don't know.
Could be.
Demon says the real creatures that want to take us over is the real Men in Black. So I have a theory about the real Men in Black, but that's probably, and actually, Demon, we got to do that joint stream at some point because Demon was going to lead one with us about the real Men in Black, and we don't want to spoil that, but I have theories about those guys, the real Men in Black.
Do you have theory? Okay, so we'll make that happen for sure.
Yeah, Bellboy once again says Mantis still doesn't care about me. It's a lie, Bellboy. I love you.
We love you. We absolutely love you, Bellboy. If they truly want me up there, we just said we do.
I am eating a leftover cake, and it's awful. I feel like I missed half the conversation in our chat. What is it?
I don't know what's happening right now. Lainey, you'd start seeing a black SUV. Well, you know what? There's always a black SUV across my street.
Is there?
Yeah, but it's my neighbors.
Here's what I'm saying. I guess it doesn't work because you're not like a male, but like as a male, if I see cars or people who don't belong in my neighborhood, I will confront them, and I will let them know that I'm watching them.
We always have people in my neighborhood that don't belong.
And this is an example. Like I was at the supermarket today, and it was with my mother, and there was this guy staring at me, and he looked like he might be, I don't want to stereotype, but he could be homeless or just look like he's just kind of like he's really unkept and messed up, and he's staring at me, this big guy.
A little bit of a bum.
And I look at him and I go, "How's it going?" And I smile at him, and then we walk by, and my mother's like, "Do you know that guy?" And I said, "No." That's why I said hi to him. Because you want to let them know that you're watching them and that you have an eye on them. Because he was staring at me like crazy, like he could have been my future kidnapper. So I just wanted to let him know that I got my eye on him.
Oh my goodness!
And that's what you should do with strangers in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Hannah says, "Hi, Bob, the Reptilian."
Exactly. Gosh darn Bob. Guys, I had the adult McDonald's Happy Meal, and it ruined my memory of my childhood.
Wait, you're saying the Happy Meal you just had ruined your childhood?
So they've created the adult Happy Meal finally, since we've been asking since we were children to have an adult Happy Meal, and I've heard not great things.
What I mean, is it just more food in it, or what?
No, I just think it's a box full of food that's for adults now, because you couldn't buy it when as an adult.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous when they wouldn't let adults. They make you have to be with a
stupid
kid.
It was stupid.
Mantis is the neighborhood crackhead defender. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'd be chasing the crackheads out of my neighborhoods, just in case they're reptilians. So in and I find this one interesting. Warren Schufelt,
yes,
who's a seismologist and what kind of a mining engineer?
Yes.
Using the latest in X-ray technology, he's been shut down, and all his things have been shut down. But he said that under LA, he discovered cavernous open areas so large that it could contain a city.
Well, they also supposedly were shaped as reptiles.
Yeah, they have all sorts of indication that they're not or man-made, or should we say intelligent creature made, not just cavern.
Correct.
The government shut him down, and they wouldn't let him talk, and they were doing everything to shut him down, not to spread that word.
Yeah, and changing the like the machinery that he used, and said that it wasn't this, it was that, and yeah. But supposedly he did speak with the Opie people, and the Opie people told him about their story and their lore, and said, yeah, it was absolutely reptilians.
The toy is not even accurate. They have 2 sets of eyes. What kind of toy is this?
Yeah, what kind of toy is this? I want a picture.
What kind of toy has 2 sets of eyes? That's just bizarre.
That is bizarre. And then she says, ignore my comments.
So, Miss Hippie, welcome in. How are you,
Hippie?
Miss Hippie? Hope you're having a good one. We're talking about the Reptilian Conspiracy, or should we say the Archonian hierarchy. So wait, hold on. I noticed that you seem to be a believer that they're either from Earth or have lived here on Earth and all this stuff. Do you believe that they get their commands from a more dragon-like species that has no human DNA in it, that's out in the Draconis star system? What is it? What do they call it? Alpha Draconis star system. That sounds crazy, right? That sounds a little.
It sounds a little much. So, do I think that I believe it's no, wait. What is they're believed to come from the star?
Yeah, the Alpha Draconis.
Is that what it is?
Thuban with Bayer designation Alpha Draconis, or just A Draconis, is a binary star system in the northern constellation of Draco.
Draco, yeah, the Draco constellation. Okay, do I think that they might have come from Draco? Yeah, why not? That's a fun theory. I think that they've been here longer than I think that they've been here. I really do. Okay, so once again, getting back to my whole anarchist ways, I just don't believe that people would sit there and say we need to govern our own species. It's never made sense to me. I think that we would be fine on our own, and I think that we are being told that we need to be governed.
So haven't we talked about the purge?
Fucking let it happen, man.
Okay, so here's what it is. The reason why you don't want to be governed is because you're fine with the purge happening. But people who own stuff don't want that to happen. They don't want me purging them.
Okay, but here's my thing too: is that we've been governed our entire existence. We have no idea what we would have succeeded with, what we would have done if we were never governed and we were never controlled. Look, so.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to.
You are though. You are. I'm just sitting here and saying that we all sit here and we say this is normal. We should have government. Yeah, this is 100% what the world should be like. It's because that's all we've ever known. We don't know what kind of people we would have been without it. So you're gonna sit there and say that every world in this vast expansion of galaxies, every world has government. Probably not. Maybe not. We don't know.
I don't know what it's like to be an alien or one of these other creatures. You know, not just reptilians, but other ones. But
yeah, we know how to be governed. Sheeple.
But I would say that it's humans' nature to bring order to things. You know, we look at our messy room and we're like, let me put order to this nonsense. Let me fold my clothes instead of throwing them on the floor.
Again, Pavlov's dog. We were taught to do this. We were taught to be the way we are. We have always been taught to do and be structured. We have no idea what we could have achieved if there was no structure in this world. We have no idea. And on top of it, we're sitting here with countries. We're divided into races. We're divided into all of these different things to cause strife amongst this world, correct? So why, if we were one people, let's say, one people, one land, one denomination, one everything, do you not think that it would have been a better world? And I know we're kind of
Oh, well,
spiraling
obviously,
out
if
of
we
this, but like, why? Who decided that we needed to be governed? And who decided that these people, especially who are related to all of the other freaking generations of our leaders, have been related in some way, shape, or form? And we don't find that funny?
Okay, so I have an explanation for that one, though.
Oh, I sure you do.
No. Look at the sass queen over here. I think it's just because rich people wash each other's hands and they hook up their cousins and their brothers and their sisters, right?
Mhm.
And so those powerful flock all stick together. I think that kind of makes sense, right?
Another issue in our world. All I'm sitting here and saying is that does it make sense that if the reptilians did exist and they were real and they really were governing us and keeping us sheepled, wouldn't it make sense that their lineage would continue to rule us?
I mean, yes. I mean, yeah. I think that makes sense. If they were the original governors, then it would make sense that they would continue to do so. I just don't understand to what end. So a lot of people would say, some people think they drink our blood. Others say that they feed off of our negative emotions in like a psychic way.
Yeah. I mean, we believe in emotional vampires, correct? We believe that there are people that do actually drain you of your psyche.
But do we wait? Hold on. Are we talking about emotional vampires? Like literally, someone can drain your energy, or just a figurative? Like that person is vexing.
No, somebody who can literally drain your energy. I've had people like that in my life. It's true. It's real. It's absolutely. Then they're probably.
Did you kill them?
No, they're a reptilian, and they. I kicked him out of my life.
Okay.
Grr.
Says, here's something to think about. Supposedly, if you catch a reptilian in motion, I've got something to rebuttal against that. Oh, I know. Think about this camera have not been perfected yet. Think about during this first time on the internet cameras, they weren't perfect, still isn't, but we're still progressing. Yeah, to catch one. Yeah, we've never caught one on camera. I understand what you're talking about with the whole governance thing, but I do believe that we crave, and I think Miss Hippie's arguing with me here, is I think we crave order. The law of nature is chaos. Men want to break that, so they bring order to chaos so men can be in control. You mean men as in a gender, or a man as in mankind? Because trust me, if there's someone who wants more order than anything, women want more order than men ever do. I'm happy to lay around in my boxers and I'll go fucking hunt things all day. I don't need street signs or laws to tell me what the hell to do. It's women who like, dainty women who like laws.
Good God. That's why women would be... Never mind.
Spicy Lainey is the best lady. I feel that. And energy vampires, yes. So I've had figurative energy vampires. I'm not sure if I've ever met a real one, but I've definitely met people that are vexing where I'm like, oh, they drain me when they're around me. Isn't
it the same thing? If you have a being that comes around you and it's the same being and they're draining, they suck the energy out of you, you don't think that that's an energy vampire. You don't think that that is somebody who kind of knows what they're doing.
Yo, what up, Rebuke? Welcome. Sorry for the late shout out. It's just been
hello.
We've been very chatty. Okay, so let's talk about conspiracy right now. Right? In general.
We've been talking about conspiracy.
Oh, hear me out here. I'm talking about paranoia right here. But what you're suggesting right now is that you have met these creatures.
Yes, 100%.
What was this person's job?
What's to say that I'm not a reptilian? What's to say you're not a reptilian? What's to say Hannah's not a reptilian? What's
You are
to say
playing right into the trap that I was going to set up for you, but you're playing into it right now. How do we not know?
we don't know?
How do we know that any other thing is experiencing anything? For all they know, I'm a part of a simulation and we're all fake, right?
Yeah, we're part of the reptilian simulation, which is also another theory. That the moon isn't real, that it's their satellite base, and that's where they get all of their...
Go on. Go on. People are interested in what you're saying. And it says, I drain people.
Shut up. Hannah, that was towards Hannah. If that's true, then why are men constantly in control? Facts.
Okay, so because of the show Superstore... Have you ever seen Superstore? It's about a store that's clearly like Walmart, right? That's a comedy. It's a sitcom.
Okay.
When the woman comes to power, it drove me nuts because she was the biggest pushover as a leader. And I was like, why is that? Okay.
So we're generalizing again. So wait, so time out. So now we're gonna take a TV show, right? And we're gonna sit here. We are gonna fight tonight.
Okay, yes.
We're gonna no. So we're taking it now. Time out. We're taking a TV show, and we're sitting here and saying, "Oh my God, this TV show wrote this woman so piss poorly, and she was this big pushover, and she's too emotional. Women can't lead."
Wait, hold on. I did not say emotional. You implanted words into what
I'm just saying because I'm exactly. It's a stereotype. It's a stereotype.
No, but what I'm saying has nothing to do with being emotional. I did not say, and I did not even imply that the woman was emotional. You are implying the woman is emotional. Here's what I'm saying: the woman was.
Wait, Mantis, was she emotional?
No.
You lie out your teeth. You are lying. Look at that smile. You're lying.
It's that she was a pushover, and there are times when I see something happening, I'm like, well, fire that idiot, kick that motherfucker out your office. But she wouldn't. But men would. Is the point I'm making. You see what I'm saying? And if you're wondering why men take when men mansplain, they're literally like going up to you and pushing you. They're like verbally pushing you out of the way and saying, "I'm taking the lead on this." Right, and so why is this? What is this phenomenon? But my advice to you women: you'd rule more, control more if you acted more pushy. Push people out of your way. Take what you want.
We'll forget what you just said.
You ever seen the movie Men in Black? We don't know.
Okay. I think that. We're gonna dive into this a little bit. I know that this is completely off topic, but you opened a can of worms. You opened a can of worms. I think that we as a society are so used to being pushed and downgraded and scolded in our workplaces that when you meet a person, and I don't know how she was written because I haven't seen her, so she could be a horrible boss.
Let's not use her excuse.
Right. So we won't use, well, Jesus Christ. Just from a woman who gets a lot done by not necessarily being a bitch, I still can lead a team very well.
I didn't say you couldn't. At no point.
But I'm just putting myself out there as an example that I think that a lot of women, we can lead properly without being an asshole.
Right, but if you're wondering who seizes the reins of power, it's usually the most pushy person.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Almighty goodness.
And so, I'll give you an example. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton in their final debate.
Mm.
Trump was hitting her with zinger after zinger. He wasn't even talking about facts. He was dissing her. And you know what homegirl did? She just kind of was like, I'm not even gonna address that. And like this was a schoolyard. Everyone was like, oh, she let Trump say what? That, and however, she would have won the election, I bet, if she had told him to shut the fuck up and dissed him back. And it all has to do
no. Wait, I'm gonna argue that as well, because if she had pushed back, she still wouldn't have won, because if she had pushed back, now she looks like an emotional see you next Tuesday, and they would have been like, absolutely not, we don't want her in office. Women don't win. We don't win. Because we're either too emotional and too bitchy, or we're not emotional and bitchy enough. We don't win.
So basically the idea is that we're the reptilians, and the cards are stacked against you, and you guys are the humans, and us males are the reptilians, and we control you like marionettes. Is that what you're saying? There's no point in ever having an election against a woman versus a man because women don't win. Is that your argument?
The woman won't win. She won't win.
I disagree with that.
I don't think that this world is ever going to put a woman on the USA.
You know why? In other
throne.
countries, there have been plenty of women leaders.
Voted in.
Yes. Yeah, Italy had just voted in a woman prime minister.
That's because they're not. That's because they're not
multiple prime ministers.
That's because they're not opinionated, sexist.
No. The
American people.
No, the woman who basically people compare the woman who just won the prime ministry in Italy to Donald Trump. She is a hardcore conservative and a loudmouth.
Great.
I'm saying, like, I don't.
But
believe
again,
in the theory
if a woman went after that presidency like Donald Trump did here in America, she would have lost.
Here's what it is. I don't believe it because that requires me to believe in it. There's a conspiracy against women to win, and there are women leaders, CEOs, and presidents and prime ministers across the planet.
Look, he's getting spicy now.
I'm just pointing out that your thing doesn't work out because literally, if you look at literally what the Italian elections that happened literally this week, a loudmouth, hardcore conservative woman won Italy by being an ass, by being the bigger ass. Lainey, you win stuff all the time, baby.
When I do win all the time, don't I? That's because I'm a good debater.
Because
I'm a master debater, guys.
You're a good debater when you're assertive. That's what I'm saying. Men have always been in power. England had a female prime minister. Absolutely. And England's greatest queen was, like I said, a queen, a woman. Supreme Court, they just said on the news, was 170 some white men, 3 different types of races, and only 5 women. So but I'm saying that's a fallacy that you're just taking one institution and looking at a long history of it. And so
I'm taking the American institution, and I'm sitting here and saying that we're not Italy. We are not England. We are America, who has been under the thumb of white supremacist men our entire existence of a country.
Okay, so
and you can't argue that. You can't argue that because it's true.
Auntie Cat says, "Whoop whoop, spooky season." So, because here's what I'm saying: in terms of
so hot right now,
I can tell.
I gotta do it. Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta do it.
Wait, what are you doing? Are you getting naked?
Yeah, no, I'm not getting. Jesus Lord. Oh my God.
Yo, Savvy, how are you, brother? There you go.
So much better. Yeah.
I thought when you turned off your camera and you started reaching for your shirt, I said, "Oh my God, she's stripping on the show." That's how angry she is.
I mean, I did. But anyway,
But honestly, the idea that like it can't happen in America, I just also think is just like just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can't happen, because there are many female CEOs and billionaires and women in power.
Now I'm sitting here and I'm saying that we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We've established that. Thank God it wasn't Hillary Clinton, but in all honesty, she may have been better than goddamn Trump. I didn't like either of them. I didn't vote for either of them. That's all I'm saying.
My point is that she, regardless of what politics, you want to call on her. She didn't win because she didn't know how to spar with this man. She was not prepared for.
So okay, we're sparring tonight, aren't we? We definitely.
Whether they win or not, it's not a true leader. So here's the thing, Miss Hippie. Here's what I'm saying, people, like, whether you want to believe that here's what it is out of the Trump Hillary debates, for the lack of a better phrase, Hillary was the better man, but she didn't win.
Hillary was probably the better man she was.
Yeah, because she took the high road and she was like, I'm not going to insult him. I'm only going to talk about the issues.
But
No, that's not the thing, because her goal was to become president, not the better man. Her goal was she failed at doing what she wanted to do. She failed. You know what I'm saying? She had a task to become president, and she failed at that task.
But here's the thing, is that the American people are so moronic that they would decide to put a man into the seat, correct? A man into the seat because he was more assertive. She did the right thing.
I want assertive leaders. I don't want a pushover leader. I don't want.
Was she a pushover by sitting there and saying, you know what? I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna let you.
That's my argument. That's the argument I'm making.
Right, but I'm not gonna let you stoop me to your level of childishness. Wouldn't you rather have a leader that's even keeled and like, oh wow, she's not a child. She didn't let this man get her to the point of being like, you stupid orange piece of shit.
No, she has to be more clever. She has to at least be more clever than that. Just saying orange piece of shit is not enough to win. But what the point is that her goal was to be president. She didn't achieve that goal. She became the better man, which is cool. It's honorable. She has this honorable second place position, but she did not obtain her goal. And
would you rather have an honorable president or a president who allowed people to storm our Capitol?
I would rather an assertive president. Yeah, I would rather an assertive president than a pushover. If we were literally had to vote between two people and they're like, do you want the person who lets people diss them and to their face, or someone who stands up to it? I'm going to choose the person who stands up. And that's what people did.
Okay.
And I think she lost a lot of points by letting him diss her.
Okay.
And so my suggestion is for anyone out there, don't let anyone push you around, and you don't put up with, or pick and choose what you put up with, but don't be a pushover. I love, because the analogy is that you're either the reptilian or you're the human. And I'm a reptilian.
The humans are the pushovers, guys. So
humans are the pushovers. I got a reptilian brain.
Okay, so
I'm taking your beer.
We all have reptilian brains. Anyhow, we're all reptilian.
Do you think we're all possible that we're all reptilian? Getting back to our whole
absolutely. I 100% believe that they're yes, we could potentially have genetics from the reptilians.
Yeah. Do you think? Here's what I'm saying. Do you think it's not just a select few of people that are hybrids, but we're all hybrids, and that theoretically we could all shape change into a reptilian?
Yeah.
Like that chick said?
I do. Like so here's my thing is that but then why? Then why? Okay, so there's another theory, fun fact, that the reptilians also lead the Greys.
So I have, and I might even be more into this, because I don't know about them controlling our lives on Earth. That's the thing I'm skeptical about. I am convinced that there is a UFO species of reptilian creature, because there have been a fair amount of spottings of reptilian creatures abducting people on UFOs. And I believe that it is possible that they have beef with the Greys.
Only beef, not that they control the Greys.
Okay, so I'm a big believer in the hybrid program. You know the hybrid program? This whole theory of the hybrid program? So Greys are often associated with multiple different types of aliens, but all the aliens they usually hang out with are seen on their ships look like Greys mixed with some other species, including ones that are gray, look like half gray, half reptilian.
Correct. Yes.
And so I believe that the way the Greys communicate, and also, a lot of the, with this whole eugenics program, that a lot of people have had sexual encounters on UFOs. Um,
Right.
they usually meet up with, it's usually dudes, go figure, who are having sexual encounters with women with overgrown eyes, like an anime chick or something. And so it is my theory is that the way that grays make contact with a species, this is my whole this is what I'm on,
Uh-huh.
that they're able to communicate with you because they create a hybrid of you. And they create a subspecies that is both human and both gray. And that's how they end up befriending us. And I think that that's what they've done, and I think it's possible they've done it with the reptilians. However, I would say that most reportings of grays they seem to be benevolent. However, most reportings of reptilians are not. They tend to be assholes.
They're supposedly super evil. Like they're the evilest of the evil. Like they are the reason that we have Satanism, and there's interesting theories for sure when it comes to the reptilians.
I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on the internet. I kind of wish I had an extra day because I could have studied the hell out of it. Because there's probably a lot. We're probably going to miss 15 to 20 theories about these creatures because
we'll bring the grays back for sure. Because I do kind of agree. Like I kind of wanted to dive a little more into it, but when I feel like we need to stick to Mothership Mondays.
AJ says,
"Don't take my wife."
Because I was saying that I'm assertive and then I'm going to take your shit. I'm going to jack your shit.
Oh my god. Hold on to your wives, guys. Just saying.
And so I understand that Miss Hippie and you and a bunch of other people, going real quick back to the thing that was off topic, is that what you're saying is that you'd prefer a leader that had integrity and was the higher end of things. I understand that, and I think that is commendable.
I think that no, and I honestly think that if Trump were still in office and Putin was pulling the shit that he's pulling now, not saying that Biden's doing any he's not doing well, I think that we probably would have already been in a nuclear war.
Yeah, but I think we would have won it. Actually, I think we would have absolutely won it. So, how do
you win a nuclear war? You don't win with nuclear war. Like that is apocalypse now.
I can do no comment because it's getting way too political.
Yeah, this is not Mothership Monday. Anyhow, stop bringing conspiracy theories onto Mothership Monday.
No, because it's not just that we're speculating on what if different presidents or different people were in power and stuff and what's going on. And so I don't want to alienate people by doing that. We already went on to a whole gender battle, men versus women.
Women always win.
Okay, sure. But don't worry, AJ. I'm not going to take your wife. I promise I won't.
Did we scare people away?
Yeah, we did.
Did we really?
Talking about this. Savvy says women have more power than men.
We do.
I do believe that. Of course I do.
Okay.
Yes, there's more to a leader than just throwing your orange around. Yeah, I mean it's commendable. You want a commendable leader. I like leaders who accomplish things. But
I mean, everybody likes leaders who accomplish things, Mantis. Of course, we want a leader that accomplishes things. I am not comfortable tonight, am I? Oh my goodness.
Yo, Lainey, what's going on? Did you take math before the show?
No, nothing like that.
I'm hot. No, now I'm cold. I don't know what's going on. She's sweating.
I'm actually hot. I also don't think that I've eaten enough. I need a banana. And I need to turn my fan on. I'm good. We're good. We're great. Breathe. Stretch. Shake.
How do we get back on topic? Because I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore either. We talked about the hierarchy. We talked about them altering our brain, even though you don't believe that either.
So wait, hold on. Here's the whole thing. So the idea is that they genetically put a part of a reptilian brain in us, so that they can do their psionic attacks on us. That if they want to be invisible or look like a human, they will. Correct. Because our minds are simple on some level.
Right.
Okay,
Do you not believe that humans can be a little simple-minded?
I think we're a lot simple-minded.
I think we're a lot simple-minded.
I think we're very simple-minded. Absolutely. That's what. Here's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe that they necessarily need to genetically engineer us to do a Houdini act on us. I'm telling you, that reptile is just putting on a mustache, and he's like, "Hello, fellow humans," and we're falling for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I don't think they need to do any special surgeries or anything to us.
Oh my goodness.
I wish I could put a mustache on that guy in the background right now.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
AJ says it went south, way south. Yes, it did.
I mean, we're bringing it back. It's okay. I think we're bringing it back. We tend to do this, don't we? We go way off topic.
Tend to do this. This is the worst it's ever been.
This is the worst it's ever been.
It is the worst. So.
Oh, you're blaming it on me? Oh my God! Bring it back. Reel it in, Mantis. Reel it in. Reel it in.
So,
maybe we should end the cast here.
No. I don't believe that casts that are less than an hour and a half are any.
No.
I'm serious. You might as well delete the cast at that point.
Well, let's not
you
do that.
You have to do at least an hour and a half, if not more.
I've been enjoying this evening.
I'm having fun. I always have fun. Are you kidding me?
Me too, right? Even when we argue. Did you read the theory about the Bible?
Okay, no.
So there is the theory that the Bible speaks of reptilians. Now this is ick, and I do or whatever ick.
Yeah, I always thought it was icky,
so
but
some people were pronouncing it ick. Some people were pronouncing it. I don't even know.
I thought it was Ike. I thought it was David Ike, but I've heard people say I've heard people say ick, and I've heard people say eek.
Eek.
Whatever one you want.
Maybe I am high. I don't know. Anywho, yeah. So Ick likes to say that Adam and Eve is actually a story of a reptilian.
Right. Well, I know about the whole thing with the snake, right? So there's so many theories about the snake, right?
Right.
Who or what was the snake?
Well,
a lot of them have to do with the fact that the snake. It's implied that the snake wasn't a slithering creature before God got a hold of it.
Well, there's also implication that it was Satan himself, was it not?
Yes, Catholics will definitely say that it's Satan itself. I would argue that there's not enough evidence on that.
Okay, but here's more evidence on that one. So there's also evidence of the book of Revelations that says that Satan is described as a serpent and a dragon.
Yeah, okay, so wait, here's the thing. There are several dragons and serpents in the Bible, and not all of them are evil. So I would not necessarily say that just means just every time you see a serpent, it is him. So.
Okay. No, I can't argue. I've never read the book. But do we think
for instance, Leviathan is a sea serpent, but it is not.
Leviathan also is not. He's not good. He's neither good nor evil.
Exactly. So he's not. He's just because he's a sea serpent doesn't mean that he's Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's what I'm saying. Just because Satan, even if Satan has some sort of reptilian characteristics, doesn't mean I think there's very little evidence to suggest that the serpent was Satan.
Really? The whole okay. Wait. We're not getting off topic again.
No. Bible stuff is on topic.
Okay, but I feel like there is total
Okay, so in other
possibility that the serpent is Satan. He's literally
Why?
Because he's literally tempting Adam and Eve to eat the fruit of knowledge. He's sitting there and saying, "Eat this fruit."
So two people can't be up to no good. Satan can't do his thing, and there can't be another antagonist somewhere.
No, it's totally Satan.
It's. So here's what I'm saying. The counter argument is that when Satan appears in other appearances, such as in Job or in the desert when he confronted Jesus, he is named. He's pointed out his name. Even in the book of Enoch, the story of the fallen angel, that he is named. They say that he's Satan. They say that his name is Satan now. The At no point in Genesis is the snake ever referred to as Satan. And so that would be my argument, that I'm like, all his other appearances he's named and this guy isn't. And so another example of like this kind of misconstrued stuff is Mary, right? So Mary, not the mother, but Jesus's wife. I said it. I know chat's going to be angry. But in one book of the Bible, he meets a prostitute, and the prostitute, he says, he blesses the prostitute, and later on she's cleaning his feet. In the next book, they talk about Mary. The church has decided that they're the same person, but historians have proven that they are not. They assume that Mary was a prostitute, yet there is zero evidence that she is the same woman. And so there's all these assuming that's going on, a ton of assuming going on. And my argument is, because Satan is named usually, but not named in the Genesis, I do not believe them to be the same thing.
Okay, but do you think
I just think he was a separate asshole. Trust me, I'm more than one asshole in my life, and so I think, like, biblically, there's more than one asshole. Oh, you took that personal. I saw you immediately make it about you. You're like, he's like, I was not even implying you at all.
I always make it about me. Let's be honest.
No, that was not a Lainey reference. No, not at all.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay, but do you? Okay, so also, getting back to,
no, but I'm saying, does that sound sound? Does my theory sound?
No, absolutely. And also okay, and that leads back into the reptilians and Ix theory that the fallen. So basically, Genesis 6:1-4, right? They talk about they basically talk about the Nephilim breeding with humanity. Now, the belief could be that the Nephilim are actually fallen angel, which is, some people depict them as fallen angels, right? The Nephilim, not necessarily the human. And because I always thought Nephilim were the children of angels and human.
That's what I understand them to be. I believe that it's the angels, because what is it they say in the Genesis verse? They say it's the sons of God and the daughters of man, like intermingled, but they refer to them as the sons of God and the daughters of man, and we're like, there's so many ways to interpret that, right? But
there is. So there's belief that I guess some people theorize that Nephilim are actually fallen angel. And then what leads into his theory is that these fallen angel are actually Dracos and
that actually makes a lot of sense. And so I'll tell you in terms of, once again, Book of Enoch.
Yeah.
Get a copy of the Book of Enoch if you want to know about the lost truths of the Bible. There's a couple of them, but that's like the main one that, like, the church does not want you to read. Right?
The Book of Enoch, okay.
Because it specifically describes the Nephilim, and the Nephilims are perceived as giants. And so they're giants along the land. And so people say that the Dracos or the Archonians, they're the main pure-blooded ones, are the big 20-foot tall with wings.
Correct.
Winged dragon-like creatures.
Correct.
And so if they are giants, it would make sense that they could be. That's
so then his theory leads basically into the fact that the fallen are reptilians. So it's definitely interesting, which also would lead us back into the thought that God is an alien.
So I'm loving this, as you know. I love these connections to the Bible and all this stuff. I feel I don't know, or that would imply that reptilians were made by God, but
so okay. Okay, no. You know what? I'm fine with that theory. God is this benevolent, huge being, right? He's this just big, don't know what he is, but he created everything. So why? Well, yeah, absolutely. I can get down with that theory that he created the reptilians and that the reptilians are actually these angels. Why not? But it is pretty interesting.
So my real quick, because Miss Hippie wanted to know. So my advertisement for the Book of Enoch. So Enoch was the great grandfather of Noah, of Noah's Ark fame, and so he wrote a book of the Bible about the Watchers. And so it talks about the Watchers, the angels that were stationed on Earth to look over humans, and it has the story. It actually has the quintessential story of Satan that everyone apparently knows, but no one could tell you where in the Bible it's ever talked about. But it's the story of Satan now being like jealous of the humans, having orgies with them, and then God sending Saint Michael to have a war with them, and then casting them out. And it's funny, he doesn't cast them out to hell; he banishes them to earth. Correct. He just says you can't come back to heaven. And so it's actually pretty interesting. But that is the actual book where that comes from. And
but you know, that's a good. How do we know the story? But I've never read the book.
And exactly. And so in the Bible, there is a part where a Jewish leader was talking to like one of his oppressors. He might have been like a Sumerian or one of these groups or whatever. And he was saying, "Oh, you're a prideful king, just like the fallen angel. He was beautiful and he thought he could be like God too, and he was cast out." And that's all he says. He doesn't give any more details. But somehow everyone knows the other details. And so that was Enoch. The Book of Enoch was originally in the Jewish version of the Bible. It was read amongst Jews all over the place. And so when the Council of Nicaea was deciding which books they're going to keep in the Bible, they didn't like it because it showed an angel rebelling against God. And this is actually historic. This is straight up history. This isn't like pseudo history, I'm telling you. They actually have recorded why they chose books and not books. And that book, they were like, we don't want people to think that angels can rebel against God. Get rid of it. And what's even funnier about that is, however, Jesus references the Book of Enoch in canonical books of the Bible. So later on, you'll see him talk about the Book of Enoch, and then you'll look back and be like, well, there is no Book of Enoch in the Bible. Where is it? It's out now. Scholars have it, and you can order it on Amazon. Scholars like study it, and you can actually just order it. But it's one of the major books that was left out.
I'm fascinated. I'm probably gonna have to do it. Hi, Matt. By the way.
Yeah, Matt hates the reptiles. He hates reptile people.
We hate the reptiles too.
I'm not fucking with these lizard people, he said.
Although there's a possibility that I am a reptile. So, fun fact. Matt, you could be a reptile.
Yeah, we could all be reptiles. Oh, for all we know, he's a reptile, and he's trying to prevent us from believing in them.
Yeah, I watched a video. It was actually funny. And basically, they were like, "Yeah, we're not reptiles, or are we reptiles?" Bad depiction. Anyhow, I think I'm funnier than I actually am. So they didn't like the rebellion aspect, man controlling people.
Yeah. For you people who are into Eastern religions, this is going to be fascinating. The Gospel according to Thomas was also left out. That's the Doubting Thomas, and in his Gospel, he writes about how Jesus taught a lesson about reincarnation. And then the Council of Nicaea said, we don't want people thinking they have multiple chances to get it right. We want them thinking there's only one chance to get it right. Don't put that book in the Bible.
I've been called a sinner because I believe in reincarnation. Fun fact.
I would argue against whenever pastor said that to you. You know what I mean? I would say they're full of malarkey. But I love how I do a bad job of trying not to curse, because I've cursed like 50 times this broadcast, and now I'm trying to like.
I feel like this is the broadcast that gets you. Although, congratulations, by the way, on climbing. It seems like you're climbing ever so slightly every day. It's really good to see. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm grinding very hard to make this channel a thing.
Yes, you are indeed.
Yeah. Thank you. That means a lot. So there's we could do all sorts of crazy stuff on the Bible. We could do a total broadcast on the Bible. I could talk for days about stuff.
I mean, I feel like I feel like that leads into Mothership Monday. We end up talking a lot about the Bible because the Bible really does have a lot of what am I trying to say? There's always something that intertwines the Bible in with everything that we've spoken about, and I think that's how we always get on this topic. And it's fascinating to me because, as a spiritual person, not necessarily a believer in the Bible, it's very interesting to always constantly be brought back to it. Yeah.
Go Bible.
Go Bible. Go buy the Bible, guys. Read it.
Matt claims he is not a reptile. Again, man deceiving man for control. Absolutely. I mean, that's what it is. People want control. Although Lainey brought up earlier in the cast about why would man want to control other men? I think when I was younger and childish, I wanted to control other people, but after a while, it's just so boring to me trying to control other people. You're right. Who would want to be a politician?
A reptile.
A reptile.
A reptile. All of our politicians are reptiles.
But do you believe like Beto O'Rourke and like these little politicians, like AOC is a reptile?
Yeah, I think that they're lower caste reptiles. Yeah.
But they are reptiles. Okay.
But they're reptiles. I think that anybody who wants to be a politician is reptilian.
I think something's up with
Also, fun fact. So did you read the... Now, I thought that this was hilarious. But basically, it is the descriptions. Like, if you're looking for a reptile, do you know how to...
I've heard some ridiculous ones. Like, one means I'm a reptile because they said, like, people who are really interested in space.
Yeah! And I'm, like, sitting here like, am I a reptile? Okay, so...
Read it to us. Tell us.
It's piercing green... Okay. Piercing green, hazel, or blue eyes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
But they can change colors.
Check.
Check. Red hair. Red hair.
That's just bigotry against redheads.
No empathy.
Well, yeah, so obviously Dahmer was a reptile. Is that what's going on?
I guess. They're bad at expressing love.
Mm-hmm. So a male.
Thanks, Matt. So a male. So yeah, basically all men are reptiles. They're super smart, and they have a love for space and science.
I mean, other than the red hair, that's me. I'm kidding. I have empathy, but
do you know? No. Oh, it was a bad joke.
So the question is, are they saying that these people know they're reptiles, or it's a secret to them?
No, so they say that the only reptiles that know that they're reptiles are true bloods. So if you are 100% reptile, you know that you are a reptile. If you are a hybrid of any sort, you have no idea that you have reptilian blood.
But why would they make a hybrid if they're not going to like let me know? Like, so let's say I'm a hybrid. Why do I exist? Why do they bother making me if they're not going to tell me?
I think you exist because because you're helping them take over the entire world, the species. If you don't know,
you're just existing.
You're just existing. But here's the thing: if you don't know, that means that your likelihood to end up with a non-hybrid human is probably high. So now you're just recreating more hybrids.
But still, what's the point of just having hybrids? Hybrids that don't believe in the original species? Unless I'm given marching orders, what's the point of having, me a hybrid?
I don't know. That's a good question.
See, that doesn't make any sense to me.
No,
right?
All right. I'll give you that one. It doesn't really make any sense.
Hannah says y'all are on a whole other level. AOC is for sure a reptile. She screams like a snake. Says Matt. AJ says maybe they don't tell a person if they're hybrid so they can observe their attributes.
Oh, there you go, AJ. I like that. That's a good theory. That is a good theory.
Like they're
I mean,
they're spying on me, and they're just like, all he does is sit in his attic and make content all damn
yeah.
day.
So the people outside of your house, they're not FBI. They're reptilians, just monitoring you.
See, that's the thing with all these conspiracies that we get into. They make me so paranoid. So I gotta tell you, I'm one of those idiots that as soon as I learned about simulation theory,
Mm-hmm.
I lost my. I still sometimes it keeps me up at night. Sometimes.
Seriously?
Yo, I feel like the only answer is that everything's a simulation.
Well, okay, so there is the theory that we are in a reptilian simulation too. I kind of touched on that. So we also touched on the moon not being real,
Right.
and that it's a satellite and it's hollow, and like there's an alien race up there basically. Well, the alien race actually happens to be the reptilian, but this is also an ick thing, and ick it's a very current ick. I just like saying his name.
Yeah, I mean, his name is ridiculous, guys. His name is David Icke.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah. So, his name is Ick or whatever. That's so good. That's such an icky.
Ick.
I just said it. Icky name. Hannah says, I swear I love you both. I'll tip you guys when I get paid next. That is so sweet. Thank you.
We
so
love
much.
you, Hannah. Just tip Mantis though.
Matt says, I'm no hybrid. I'm 100% human. Are you sure? Like, how do you know?
Okay, but you don't know.
I'll have me a hybrid. I'll tap that. Yeah, here's what I'm saying. I've always wanted to get with one of those gray hybrids. You're looking at me like, I find it crazy that these guys get abducted by aliens and then they tell stories where they have sexual encounters with like space women with big eyes, and I'm like, really? What was that like? So I don't know. Anyway.
Anywho, you know what? Go and get abducted, bang an alien, come back to Mothership Monday, and let us know your experience.
I swear, if I ever get abducted, even if it's sexual or not, I will come. We will have a special episode, and I will tell you guys all about it. You will be the first to hear about it on this show. Promise. Do you promise the same thing, Lainey?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, I'll bring the alien back with me. I'll be like, listen, you abducted me. You did what you did. Now you have to come. Now you have to come and talk about
alien with big eyes, like he looks like an anime dude. So here's the problem. Here's why I got to give pushback to Matt. Matt is so sure he's 100% human, but how could you possibly know that? There's no way any of us can know where we even come from. Unless you remember being conceived. Like, I can't imagine you knowing. For all we all know, we were all made in test tubes, and this is all an experiment, and our older generation are just like robots watching over us or something.
I mean, I don't think we're that far. But I definitely do think that this is some sort of simulation.
I mean,
yeah.
I always thought about it as like God simulation, because I also think that like maybe I'm just this is just my twisted mind, but like I feel like life is a test. I'm being tested every day.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've always liked the theory that this is purgatory.
I think it might be.
That's always been a theory.
And I think the fallen angels are here with us too. Like we've got a.
Yeah, the reptilian.
I mean, maybe they are. Now you've got me all tripped up. Now I'm starting to believe in this reptilian thing.
Yes, I did it. I did it, guys. Wait. Can we just take a second? I did it again.
Convinced me of something. Here's what it is. Like I said, here's what it is. Am I at the point of jumping off of a bridge belief? No.
Right.
But I am way stronger in believing that this could be actually a thing.
Yeah.
But
I feel like last week you were so adamant on, Kristen, Lainey, you're nuts. It's not happening. I won't believe it.
They're just some elements are just sound like it's out of a bad comic book. I mean, the fact that it's from Alpha Draconis, the name of the star system they come from, that's out of a comic book.
Well, no, Draco's it's a real constellation though.
But doesn't Draco mean dragon?
Absolutely. So why would that be so out of the box for you to
That
believe
strange
that
the star we happen to name Alpha Draconis
who
happens
says
to
that
have
we named it though, Mantis? They've been on this earth for thousands of years. Who says that we named it Draco? What if they put it into our heads and said, that's our home? It's called Draco.
Right. Or we called it the dragon, like
Exactly.
It's like Otto Octavius.
Yeah, I love what's wrong with his name? I love it.
No, but his name is Otto Octavius, and he happens to get into an accident where he gets cybernetically tentacles.
Okay, but now you're taking like yes, it sounds science fiction. I get what you're saying.
It's weird, man. It's like That's all I'm saying.
No. Sorry.
You guys, aliens aren't real, so this whole reptile thing is ridiculous. And what the hell is a gray? Matt, you know what a gray is.
Matt, you totally know what a gray is. And honestly, I think that Matt, I think you believe. I think you are a believer. You just want to come on here and act like you don't believe.
I think he's playing devil's advocate.
He's playing devil's advocate, exactly.
He says, no, never mind, don't tell. Yo, Matt, grays are the most common type of sighting of alien. They have gray skin, the big black eyes, bald, tall. Although some of them are short.
It's the emoji. Think of the alien emoji.
Yeah, the alien emoji.
That's a gray. That's a gray.
I know I'm a human because aliens aren't real, but how do you know what is real and what isn't? You all are failing the test.
You all will need life summer school.
Oh, life summer school. That's purgatory. Devil's advocate is fun. It is. It certainly is fun. Certainly is fun.
I think Matt's playing devil's advocate. I've done it. Listen, I've totally done it. I love playing the devil's advocate. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually.
But I mean, so what do you think of simulation theory? You think it's possible?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I think that we are in a simulation. But that just leads right back to these reptilians possibly controlling us. It's a simulation. They're sitting here and saying, okay, we've created these humans. We've given them DNA from this, that, this, and this, and this, and we petri dished them up. And now we're going to see what they do in the world. I also love the theory that, okay, so there's another theory of why reptilians are in control of us. And that theory is that they are, okay, so they basically started, I think it was Mesopotamia, most of our, I think that's where our culture started, basically, right?
Yeah.
Then they like worked their way down, and then they started hybriding us, and then they went all over and scattered around the world, and that's when they created countries. And this leads back into the theory that they feed off of our emotions, right? And this is why they created countries, to keep us in strife and to keep us in chaos.
But you don't think that countries, are you serious? You don't think that countries are a naturally occurring event on Earth? So I'll give you an example. Let's talk about the app that we don't like to talk about.
We don't need to listen. We are a conditioned species. We have been conditioned our entire existence because we are in a simulation. If we were a natural occurring species, we have no idea what we would have done if there was not something controlling us and taking the reins. We wouldn't know.
Okay,
but the fact that we are controlled and in a simulation, that means that we're a test. We're a test. And then if you also take this and look at this, there are people out there who are not governed, and they just sit there in their huts and they do their thing and they enjoy life.
Where are people not governed?
The bush.
General, you believe that there's some jungle out there where people have utopia because they don't.
Yes, 100%. And if I found that utopia, I would never come back.
Okay, so this, so what you're saying is you believe that all the flaws that you have are not because of you, not because of your nature, but because of your taskmaster's nature. It's the reptilian in the overlay who is the reason all of your woes exist.
No, I think that we're talking about thousands of years, right? Like
Mhm.
we've been in the existence in our current state for thousands of years, right?
Mhm.
So I think that eventually, yes, our genetics took over and we became just the people that we are today, but we are still technically in a simulation.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you're
Well,
saying that if you weren't taught all this evil stuff that the reptiles taught you, you would be living in a utopia and happy, and you wouldn't have racism, you wouldn't have classism, you'd just be happy and everything would be good. And it's this guy's fault that your life is the way it is.
we don't know.
Well, I'm asking you personally what you think.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think it could be the case. Yeah,
Oh
100%.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anarchy, baby.
I'm, I'm
Anarchy.
I'm willing to believe that humans are just scum and that we do it to ourselves. And so, like,
Okay, but here's the thing too, is that we've got so many stories from our ancient, like, that where we've opened boxes. We opened Pandora's box. We ate the apple. We are constantly, we are a chaotic species. We know that from all of our ancient stories, where we are 100% meant to be chaotic, right?
mhm.
But was that chaos brought upon us because Pandora's box was talked about and she was curious? The apple was talked about and Eve was curious. There's always something lingering over us, telling us, open the box. There's always something lingering over us, eat the apple. That's simulation right there. That is literally we are being told what to do and how to do it, but they're not exactly telling us what to do because they want to see how we react.
Okay.
We are absolutely in a simulation.
Miss Hippie wants to know: are we in the Matrix?
No, I don't think it's an actual matrix.
Okay. Oh,
Well,
so you
okay,
think we are
wait, time out. I think
physically where we think we are?
I think we are physically where we think you. Yes, I do. I think that we are physically on this plane. And yes, we are in meat suits. And I do believe that our bodies are just meat suits. Um,
Ken
but yeah,
wants to know: are animals and our pets all also in the simulation?
I mean, there are simulation, are they not? Like
Like,
you know,
is my cat Benji also being tested, or is he just?
no, I think that he's just, I think that animals are just like, they're part of our simulation. I don't think that they're part, wait, how do I say this? Yeah, all right, yeah, I guess.
I mean, does Benji work for the Reptilians, or does he is he his own boss?
No, he's just a cat.
Okay. Matt says, I am not a believer. I just like the thought of aliens. Same as ghosts and magic. None of that is real. Oh, it's real.
It's real. It's okay, Matt.
That's interesting, Lainey. I'll go with you to the Utopia, Lainey.
Let's go. Let's go.
Likes already a part of the design.
Okay, but also let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Aw, Matt.
Matt says, Mantis Lainey has no flaws. That's so adorable.
Thank you. That's really sweet. I have a lot of flaws. um, what was I gonna say? Shit. Oh, okay. So let me ask you a question. What do you think? What are your desires in life other than becoming, like, okay, so like, let's say you've become famous, you've become what you've always wanted to be, but is that all you think about, or do you think about running away somewhere and going into the woods and being alone and just living off the land?
A part of me wants that. Yeah, part of me thinks that would be fun, but I think everyone wants to run away from their problems. We all have bullshit going on in our life that I'm like, I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to deal with my neighbors. I don't want to deal with my boss. I'd love to run away to the forest. I think everyone kind of has that dream. But it's not my main
Okay,
thing.
but what's to say that wasn't what we were meant to be? is just forest
That's just
dwelling
the
people.
desire. I believe it's just the desire to run away from the things in life that bother us. When we're always like, I just want to run away. You know how many people on a daily basis say, I just want to run away. Why don't we run away? Let's run
And you
away
know what?
together.
The people that have done it, the people who do it,
Die.
they're living pretty good lives.
Who are these people? Like, do you have any evidence of these people?
I do. I actually know a few people who. Okay, no, I swear to
We're
God,
living in a jungle in the bush somewhere.
No, I mean they're living off grid basically. Like, yeah, they come back to the culture every once in a while. Yes,
I
but
have a bunch of off the gridders, and they all have been stories of misery and nonsense.
Oh, well then I guess they're not doing it right because my off the grid friends are enjoying it.
Yeah, they tell you that because no one wants to advertise that they made a really horrible choice in life. It's exactly like when a woman is warned about a man and then she's just like, I'm not listening. And then she gets with the man and he's everything her friends told her they would be. And then when she looks at her friends, she's just like, they're like, how is it with this dude? And she's like, oh, he's lovely. But in truth, he's the scumbag that they warned her about. Right?
I plead the fifth.
Wow. Okay. I'm just saying no one wants to approve that, but like I don't think there are many stories of people like being like, I'm off the grid, yeah. I think the first couple of days I'd be like, I'm off the grid, yay. Then like real problems appear, and then you're like, wait a minute, what have I done? I've made a horrible mistake. Was one of the ancient stories the Three Little Pigs?
Matt, oh my goodness.
I get simulation theory now because the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. And if we weren't in a simulation, the spider wouldn't know what to do. It's all clear now. There's a train next to my home and job I daydream about hopping the train and oh yeah, I feel that. Hippie's just like, F this. F this town, F my boss, F all these problems, F all the people who know where I live and bother me. Why don't I just get on that train and just wherever it ends up, I'll make a life. That sounds great. I love that fantasy. I play that fantasy all the time. I'm always thinking, let me burn this house down and just walk into the woods.
Yeah, that sounds great to me. Hi, Logie.
Yeah, what up? Thank you, my man. Thank you for the bit.
I think that reptilians are ruling our lives. I think that we are in their simulation. And I think that 12 million people believe the same things that I believe, and that's a lot of people.
Are they just a boogeyman to blame our problems on? I'm wondering.
Well, isn't everything just the boogeyman that we get to blame our problems on?
Rebuke says not the dang Book of Enoch. Yeah, because Rebuke is a mainstream Christian, so he doesn't have time for any of those.
See, now I think that somebody who is religious should read all the books. I've always had an affinity for religion. I don't claim any one specific religion because I don't believe that I should, and that's just my belief. But I've always been very into religion, and I would actually like to read the Book of Enoch, because I think it's fascinating.
Realistically, hopping on the train will probably put you in a Dahmer-like freezer.
Loki.
Yo, I think he's right though. Smart Mantis. Because we're communal creatures. We're meant to have a tribe and a community, right?
Again, simulation theory. We don't know because we were simulated to be the way we are today.
Wait, so would you like to be our guinea pig? Are you willing to go out and off the grid and...
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
You don't want to know. Unwilling.
I mean, I don't think I'm high maintenance, but I'm definitely not low maintenance. I don't think I'd survive a day.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't fend for myself. I could, no, I could, that's not true.
crapping in the woods is only fun for so long.
I'm not going to talk about my crap, but my God.
Logie Bear says, "Go off the grid with a live cam. Let's see what kind of serial killer ends up finding you." I think I'd end up like that dude from
What
what
if I
is it,
turned
Into the
into the serial
Wild?
killer? Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll be the
Didn't he
guinea pig.
die?
I'd
Didn't
love
he
to be.
die?
He did die.
So can we maybe not become the person who?
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I don't think they listen to my podcast, but they're a dear friend
Mm-hmm.
from college.
Mm-hmm.
She was very like alternative religion, very spiritual, hippie. Became like a yoga expert
Mm-hmm.
and all these things. And so her and her friends started like a commune, like a hippie yoga commune in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the law just kept breaking down on them
Because it
because
was a cult.
essentially they were a yoga cult.
It was a cult.
And
Yeah,
basically, it was like it's illegal to be off the grid. It's to have a house or a dwelling off the grid. Did you know that?
Yes,
Like a
I did
crime.
know that. It is a
Or
crime.
they were getting in trouble for the water sources they were using, or whatever, and all these things, and they just weren't allowed to have this commune, and they just kept on. Cops just kept on breaking into their hippie commune and messing with them.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, she left and she went down to Nicaragua and joined a yoga commune
Another cult.
there. Yes. And they're doing their yoga and they're barely wearing clothes and they put on Facebook how happy they are. I'm like,
That's it? So she didn't get killed or anything. Like there was no like
she's had a, let me tell you, I do think that she's had a rough life off the grid. I think she's had a rougher life than me and you, let's say.
I think that we think differently when we think what rough is. So I've got a friend who basically started his own weed farm in Hawaii, and he's living his best life, and he's off the grid, and he quit his job as a CEO making $250,000 a year and said, "F it, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make money growing weed."
You know who else believed that? The hobos. The hobos were like, let's quit our jobs and just get on the rails and see where it takes us. And it brought them to Poorville.
Okay, do I think that every single person can make a success out of living off the grid? No, because we were conditioned to need the things that we need in this life. But there are people who maybe they're the placebo effect, it's like they are the real humans. Maybe they're not the reptilians and they're living their best life.
Ken says the reptilians came and made slaves of the people, and where they had landed was the Garden of Eden. They started to inbreed but failed. After 2,000 years, they started to they phase shifted from this dimension into the fourth dimension. Okay.
So that is a very ick belief.
Logie Rare says hippies are the cause of 95% of America's modern problems. We're gonna get into another political fight.
I'm not gonna touch it. You know what? I honestly think that I'm exhausted from debating you this evening, and I already won.
You couldn't take it.
Excuse me, you admitted that I won.
No, the political debate you didn't win, but this reptilian thing, I'd say you've definitely convinced me that it's more plausible than I used to believe. Like you said last week, I thought it was total nonsense.
You did think it was total nonsense.
Now I think it's more likely.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it.
And so, Logie B, I don't really think it's necessarily hippies because I think they're still hippies today. But I would say boomers. Boomers are the cause of 90% of our problems.
I can agree with that 100%. 100%. Also, I'm not a boomer. I act like a boomer because I can't figure out my computer, but...
So hippie says, I work hard my entire life, I pay my taxes, and I own my own house. Boom, there you go.
And
I
she's
do
a
my part
hippie.
to support my community. Yes, I don't think it's hippies, but I think the original hippies, the baby boomer hippies, I think they caused mad destruction over the world, and they were too busy exploring new ideas to raise their children correctly or to watch out for the world. Okay, so I'm just humoring you, but do you think there is a version of Men in Black, but in real life? So
So Matt,
I've got so
we're
many theories.
I want to hear your theories. Also, we'll talk off camera.
Yeah, I mean, we
Uh
are hitting the 2 hour mark, and
oh
it's a
yeah.
shame. Yeah, it's a shame we injected so much politics into the middle there.
I mean, we tend to
We
do
don't
that
normally
sometimes.
ever do that.
No,
So.
not politics. We definitely tend to argue, but politics is definitely not something we bring into Mothership Monday. My feminism came out a little bit tonight.
Well, I'm sorry if I offended you in any way.
I don't think it was you.
Yeah. So, yo,
Okay, it might have
Matt.
been you.
So, Matt, I believe what people think are the Men in Black. I think there are two things.
Mm.
Okay, I absolutely do believe that there is.
Mm.
I believe that there is definitely multiple government agencies that look into the paranormal, aliens, UFOs, and all that stuff, and part of their jobs is to cover this stuff up. I do believe that exists. But I think another thing of sightings of MIBs are not that. I think a lot of MRBs are interdimensional beings.
So you don't think that they're even from this world?
I think I've heard some really weird encounters with the MIBs. You know who had one?
Mm-mm.
Malcolm X had one.
Really?
He thought it was Allah visiting him.
Really?
But he describes it as a man in a black suit. In a black suit with a black tie who came to him and visited him, and he accredits it as a supernatural like angel or entity coming from God to see him. But when you hear the encounter, I'm like, that sounds like some alien shit, bro.
Oh,
So
I definitely am intrigued. I want to do some research on this one.
and not only that, Men in Black have been spotted since the dawn of time. Since like there are times like weird men wearing black outfits have visited people throughout time. It's really weird. It's really creepy.
Very interesting.
Like they could be time travelers or something, but I think there's something.
Are they alien themselves?
Maybe, I don't know.
You never know, but that's a good question for the next episode. Oh wait, maybe not the next episode.
Yeah, well, we remember this is the month of Halloween, so we have to have the most spooky episodes for this.
We do. I think that this was a really good start off to the spookiness of Mothership Monday. I guess we got to figure out what next week's is going to be about.
I've got some ideas.
The spooktacularness is going
The
to continue.
spooktacularness. I can't believe. So, let me ask you: can you commit? October 31st is a Monday. Can you commit to doing an episode, or are you going to be out partying? Or are you going to be out bartending because it's a party night?
I'm going to say right now I am committed.
Okay, but it might change depending on like.
It might change depending. Will it be party? No, probably not, because I can go to the party after Mothership Monday because it's
Right,
it's
because
early
we
enough.
kind of end pretty early.
Exactly. But work may pull me away, and that would be the only reason that I would not do Mothership Monday.
Miss Hippie, this month we are definitely having a Mothership Monday that talks about the origins of Halloween.
Hell yeah, sounds good.
Freaking-lutely.
I feel like maybe that should be on Halloween night.
Oh, we'll see. Well, let's plan it out because maybe it should be before.
Okay.
Because maybe we could have some sort of something weird happen on Halloween night. You know what I mean?
That and no.
Hello, Princess Bex. Welcome in. How are you?
Hi, Bex. Yes, we said party. You came right at the party.
We're all talking about Halloween. We're talking about Halloween night. I will be partying at home with some spooky cider, says Logie Bear. Spoken like a married man.
With spooky cider and Mothership Monday. Just remember, guys, we will be here as long as Lainey doesn't have to work.
And also, we're a great thing to listen to before you have to go out and party.
Hell yeah. You can, like, especially for the ladies, girls, you can be putting your makeup on before you leave the house.
Pre-gaming. Maybe you're already
That's
pre-gaming.
right. That's
AJ
right.
says this episode was awesome. Thank you, AJ. I always have fun doing the show.
This is my favorite. It's my favorite day.
Yes.
Yes.
I would agree.
I would agree too.
But yo, guys, thanks for joining us. This is, we don't obviously have any answers about the reptilians, but it was interesting exploring this bizarre, it's almost like a cult, believe me.
Oh no, we have the answers. They're real. They are controlling us, and we are living in a simulation.
And the only way to break out of it is to jump on a train that leads you to the bush.
Correct.
And you just go
Exactly.
live a bush.
Exactly.
Okay.
Live off grid, guys. Live off grid.
But yeah, this is the Fat Mantis signing off for another Mothership Mondays. Reminding you guys to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and do all the fun things on whatever app you're hearing us on, whether it's follow, friend, subscribe, or whatnot. Please do it, because we can only do this show with your love and support. It means a lot to me. Do you have any final shout outs you want to do, Lainey? Shout outs.
No, just make sure to catch Fanboy Modeling School this evening at 10 p.m.
Yes, excellent.
I know I'll be there.
Okay. Until next time, guys, ciao from motherfucking now.
Bye.